Hey, how's it going? Got another deck for you today. This one is Garbodor with Trevenant, and it's Shining Legends version of it with a Zoroark, because Zoroark. And today we're going to play a tournament with it and hope that it turns out alright. I already know how it turns out, so that's why we're making the video, is to show off how fun everything was. We've got 3 different games, so that tells you what happens in the first 2. Plus, you know, stutter words, extra words. We have a lot of varied decks that we're playing against. This first deck apparently is trying to be a mill deck. Guy is running Trevenant with Garbodor, and very clever. I gave him a smiley face because I thought, hey, here's a guy who's trying to mill with Garbodor. It's interesting. But anyway, so the deck that I'm actually running here, I've had good luck with this thing. Don't know if it's luck or what. I'm using Lele and Bridget in a much more appropriate manner than was in last time. If you remember, okay, we won't bring that up. But Bridget, okay, so here's a good question. Whenever you're running Garbodor, how early do you tell your friends that you're playing against that you're actually running Garbodor? In this situation, I decided this joker is going to mill me, so I thought I'd go ahead and throw Troubleshot on the table and not really worry about trying to be coy. Not to mention the fact that I think I had a couple mulligans and Garbodor may have been in there, so really no sense in hiding it. So yeah, good thing about Zoroark. Zoroark is resistant to Psychic. Very handy. Yeah. So you can actually have Zoroark tank as long as you don't go crazy wasting item cards. It's nice and fun. Okay. So, the first question I ran into is, who am I actually going to use as an attacker? I want to use Trevenant because Trevenant is fun. But the truth of the matter is, he's playing 120 hit point Garbodor, so if I can get one Zoroark GX going and get a full bench, then I'm going to be one-shotting all of his fellows. Yeah, so it was a good idea. Okay. Anyway, I'm sure you already know what this deck does. If you don't know, you've got Trevenant, who will do 4 DCE 30 times the number of trainers in your opponent's hand. It can lead to good times, really good times. If they know what's going on, it kind of forces them to play trainers out of their hand, which is sometimes item cards. So therein lies the dilemma for them. They have to decide, well, do I hold items or do I play the items and therefore feed Garbodor? In this first match, I don't use a whole lot of the other little guys. It just happens that I'm able to use Zoroark to do all the dirty work. And in that situation, okay, so I had a Garbodor attacking me. I could have used the Float Stone to retreat and bring the Zoroark up, right? And just knock out the Garbodor. But I thought to myself, who's the actual threat here? You know, you've got Durant sitting on the bench there, and if he actually did get that thing going, I wouldn't have control over my discard pile anymore because he'd be discarding like 4 cards at a time. So, yeah, and he kind of, I don't know if he's running out of thought or what, but he finally picked another Pokemon and ready to go. But anyway, this first game, probably not the best example, but it definitely is one of those first round tournament kind of games, and I admire the guy's creativity, but unfortunately it didn't work out for him. Yeah, we actually do end on a pretty clever note too. Was it this one? Maybe not this one. Yeah, and see, there's another thing. He attacked the Trubbish. You know, one of the things that I always try to do when I'm playing is figure out who my biggest threat is and do what I can to take care of the biggest threat. And Trubbish wasn't his biggest threat at that point. Anyway. So I was trying to get the 120 hit points. I could have Ultra Balled and grabbed a Trubbish, but I didn't want to throw 3 items into the discard pile, so I decided to trade and see if that would actually get me a basic Pokemon, and sure enough it brought me another Trubbish. So, you know, it worked out. In worst case scenario, I could have Ultra Balled even after the fact and gone and got the Trubbish. But yeah, and he's hammering away over there, trying his best to stay ahead of the energy situation, but unfortunately he can't get ahead in order to stay ahead. So yeah, it didn't go too well for this poor guy here. I promise the next two are a little bit more interesting. They're against more, how do you say, meta decks. I hate that word. You know, it just wears me out. Anyway, Floatstone. What are we doing? We're going to get rid of another Durant because we're still afraid of Durants. Look, I haven't passed that little check screen, so you got to see it. Okay, so just more. Now, believe it or not, I do speed these games up to make them go faster, so I don't have to talk quite as much. But even at, I think it's 20% extra speed, it's still kind of slow, and I have to figure out things to say. Like, hey, look, I got the, Garbodor to finally upgrade to Trubbish. I know he's got a bucket load of items over there because he's been hammering and Ultra Balling and all sorts of fun stuff. So, yeah. Oh, and look, a field blower too. Oh, apparently wasn't too worried about the field blower. What was I doing? Trying to get a DC stick. That's what I was trying to do. Yes. Wasn't overly concerned. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, this was the play. Here. Yeah, watch this next turn. This is interesting. Not this turn, but my next turn. Yeah. Very clever thing happens here. If I remember correctly. Which, I may not. I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so he tries the hammer, no good. Crash Latch for not enough. And maybe not. Maybe this is not the turn. Maybe that's the next turn. You know, I probably should do a dry run of those and kind of think about what I want to say before I actually start saying things. But as it turns out, oh yeah, it's the next turn. Yeah, look at this hand. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, so I got the escape rope. Watch the escape rope. I'm sitting here thinking, he's got a 2-prize Pokemon over there. Any chance he'd be willing to give me that thing so that I can hit the Garbodor? So I sit here and I actually take the time to count up the items to see whether or not I've got it. And I say, hey, give me a chance. You got the item card, because I figured he thought I was going to play the Trevenant, and I had the choice band and the energy in hand at that point, so I was able to get him to give me the game a little early. Got my tickled with that one. Sorry. Okay, and I want a ticket. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. All right. Next thing. Okay, so yeah, good. I cut the thing to not have to deal with that. Alright, yeah, and the wonderful Lele start. But it actually works out good. To let you know a secret, we're playing up against the Ho-Oh Salazzle in this match. And Ho-Oh is kind of a weird card. I like Ho-Oh. I wish I could play it. But the thing is, it uses a 4 energy to do what it does, and I'm afraid that's just too much. I don't like that. I've gotten to the point where, as you see with these particular Pokemon, I like that they're single energy attachment kind of Pokemon. Makes it much easier to get things going. And then you got Ho-Oh, who requires 4 to do 180, and 180 is a wonderful number. What the choice band does 210, knocks out your Raichu GX and your other people who are 210 and people who are 220, and it's all fantastic and stuff. But if you play against Espeon, or even in this case Lele can be a problem for Ho-Oh. Not so much for the one-shot situation, but you can hit it so hard because it's got 4 and you put a DCE on, that's 6, that's 120, plus the choice band is 150. You know, and see, there it is. I'm kind of debating the idea of, do I want to go ahead and Guzma up the Ho-Oh and start pounding into it, but nope, let's slow down, let's hold off and take our time, do it right. Looking to see whether or not Bridget's in the deck. Grab the Lele. I'm going to Bridget out some stuff, maybe. No, surely I go for an end here. Hey, look at that, I did the right thing. Always like that. Catches me off guard sometimes. Alright, so attach the DCE. Now play the end. Good deal. Alright. And actually, it's not Lele so much that gets the first whack on the Ho-Oh here, but it does happen that way in the end of the game. Zoroark again does some heavy lifting for us, which makes you wonder if it shouldn't just be a Zoroark deck. But actually, the very last play in this, in the third game, is why it's not a Zoroark deck. It's very, it makes me feel warm inside. How about that? Lovely, as that guy on that other channel would say. Alright, so yeah. Yep, okay, so he sets himself up a Salazzle, and if I'm not mistaken, he goes ahead with the Kiawe, loading up the Ho-Oh here. Yep, there it is. Okay. And you know, that's pretty intimidating. You got 6 energy on the board on turn 2, turn 3 maybe. You know, it's yeah. I checked my discard there for a second and looking for Guzma, see how likely it was I was going to pull a Guzma. And oh, okay. So set up a Trevenant because I'm about to have to discard everything in my hand. Might as well. No, it doesn't go there. Yes, it goes there. Yes, Zoroark. I can do it right. There you go. Ah, okay. Oh, look, the Guzma I was wanting. Alright, so it did work out, see? You know, and that's the beauty of trade, right? The thing yes, go ahead and Guzma. It's okay. The thing that I really needed there was to get that hole up and start laying into it, because now it's got, you know, 130 hit points on it, so it makes it hard for him to rely on that thing when that first hit goes into it like that. It makes him feel self-conscious. Mr. Jackman 101. And I was worried about the choice band. I mean, because like I said, he could hit the 210. So, you know, with the choice band, but he only used the Kukui. He didn't actually pull the choice band. No big deal. We're good. Sycamore got us another Trubbish. So, say goodbye to what's his face. But I didn't want to lose the Zoroark. So, here comes Lele to finish things off. Go ahead and set up Trevenant because you never know when you might need Trevenant. And Yeah, I really don't think, yeah. Okay, retreat, get rid of the DCE, and you can just knock out the holo for, I hear somebody. Who's here?
Me.
You want to come get on camera?
Sure, I guess.
Sure, you guys? Hey, everybody. This is my beautiful daughter, Alyssa. She used to play Pokemon too, but
A very long time ago.
it wasn't that long ago. You probably still remember how to play.
Yes, I do.
You don't want to play it? That makes me sad.
Sorry, but no.
Sad.
I'm
So
not
you got my
panda.
Zor. No, me.
You're not a panda either.
Well, thank you. I kind of have the physique of a panda bear.
You're not a panda though.
Right. Give me a kiss.
No,
Give me a
thank you.
kiss.
No, thank you.
Okay, so what's next? I don't know. Okay, we lost the Zoroark because he had the Guzman. Right?
I wasn't paying attention.
I wasn't either.
Of course I wasn't paying attention.
The Trevenant, we don't know how many trainers he's got in his hand. If we hit the Salazzle right now with the, yeah, I can't decide. The choice band, you know, go ahead and take a chance on it, right? Because, you know, Trevenant's fun. Here he goes. Poltergeist for 150. Hey, look. Isn't that great?
No.
It's not great.
Nope, it's not.
But now we're in another situation where Lele can clean up.
Of course you are. You're always in a different situation.
You want to come help? You can stay on camera if you want. You're much prettier than I am. Yeah, don't stare at the light. It'll blind the mess out of you.
No, it won't.
It will blind you.
Trust me, it won't. Because I didn't look into it.
Okay, well, you know, still, for your safety, sweetie, please don't stare into the lights.
Well, I'm not going to. I'm on the other side. Smart seconds.
Yeah, smarty pants. Okay, so we knocked out the Salazzle. He's got another Salazzle on the bench. I'm sorry. You beat the system.
Yes, I did.
Alright, well, congratulations.
Yay!
Hey, you got a Coca-Cola.
Hey, mine.
Alright.
Defensive over the Coke. Roblox time.
Okay, so what do we have left to do here? 2 prizes left, and he's got 5 cards. How many of those were trainers? I have no idea. He hits me for 110. Hey, look, it's that escape rope again. He's shiny. Okay, so we're in a situation where we might have some trainers there. If I just go ahead and hit him, that's no good. So let's, you know, do our best to knock him out. Okay, he had 3, so that's going to be 120. Now he can't leave that Salazzle in place, or if he does, you know, we got it. I already told you I won this game, right? So, yeah, I told them that I won this game. I didn't tell you that I won this game. I told them.
Hello.
They are the audience at this point.
Well, guess what?
What?
I'm listening to.
Fantastic.
Oh, great. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, well. I'm leaving.
Okay. We'll see you later, sweetie. Alright, so, yeah, what's he do here? He grabs the hole on the Ultra Ball and then Kiaways to it.
Now Mom needs me.
So, here comes 4 more energy, and what did we say about having so much energy and having opposing Pokemon that do more damage based off of how much you got there? Yeah, it turns out okay. And see here, I've got a wounded Lele. And hey, look, a message from YouTube. Okay, so, you know, I got a wounded Lele here. I might as well go ahead and give it to him, right? Because it's wounded. Because I got DCE in hand. Right? You know, no skin off my back. here we set up 120. I've got a Lele on the bench, and I've got a what you call that guy, Trevenant. So I'm really sitting pretty. And yes, we lost game sound for some reason. About halfway through the video, it stopped recording sound for some reason. I don't know. I'm still new at this stuff. You have to bear with me. Right? Okay, so he said, you know what? This game's over. Might as well just say goodbye. And he did. And I salute him. So go ahead, load the Lele, and go ahead and take the last two prizes and win. And as it turns out, the other guy was waiting for us, so that works out, you know. Sorry I didn't, like, you know, functionally commentate that whole thing, but, you know, I'd much rather be interrupted by her and get her involved than to be all formal with you guys. Yeah. Alright, so we lose the coin flip. Youngster Luca. Hey dude, you want to come get on the camera?
Sure.
They just got back from a walk. Now this one is Trevenant Garbodor. And it ends in like the sweetest ending ever. This is my son Isaiah. I've already introduced him before, I'm sure.
Yeah, you have.
Did you all have fun?
Yes, we have.
Good.
Plus, we found like a thing for training parkour that a lady had in her trash, and she let us use it.
Really?
Yeah, and it was still in good condition. So we brought it home with us, and it's still here.
Sweet.
It's
All
put
right.
under the carport.
Fantastic then. Okay, so he leads off with a Wimpod. I've got two Zoroark out and holding the Trubbish in my hand because, again, I don't know whether or not I have forecasted that I actually play Garbodor, so I don't want him to know until the time is right. Because it's super secret. He plays in this game. This game is the one that just makes you feel delightful. Yes, sir. Yeah, can you put that on the bedside table, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay. And after having enhanced hammers drive me crazy the last couple games, I decide to lead with the psychic energy instead of the DCE. Go ahead and play the in, waiting to find a Zoroark, and I'm looking to see, hey, do I need to get a Trubbish out? And really the answer is no, because he's only played like one item. So what do? Check for Bridget. But hey, I already played a supporter this turn. Go with the Phantom. Much better call. Alright. And we wait. What is he going to do? Yeah. Blah blah. Words. Extra words. Try to make myself sound smart. Blah blah. Okay, so we're going to lose a Zoroark, you know, because he's going to be able to do the little first impression, which is a really weird name for an attack, don't you think? Like, my first impression with you guys, probably not worth 120 points to knockout, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he shuts off abilities, you know, and that should be something of concern because, you know, we can't trade, we can't Lele, you know, but it works out because you got the little field blower in your hand. I think we run 2 in this deck. I don't have the list in front of me right now. That would be way too prepared. But this is okay, because now we've got a Zoroark up. Unfortunately, we don't have anything on the bench, so we can't really do a whole lot of damage yet. So let's see how this goes. We add to the item count in the discard pile by kicking off the tools. And do we want to play it? Yeah, we play it. Why? Well, my thought is I didn't want to draw back into it. And while having a slot there for choice band might have been nice. It really wasn't that important to me to get that extra 30 points of damage because I knew for sure it was going to take 2 hits anyway. So you just go with what you got. Go ahead and trade, see if we can get something better. Hey, look, it's Trubbish. And a piddly little 80. But, you know, 80, I mean, it's not a bad number. That means if you follow up with 130, you're good, you know. So he can't hit me for 130, or he can't hit me for 210, as far as I can tell. So first knockout should be ours, right? Oh, he plays that card, which was kind of weird. I don't know why he did it. I mean, I know why he did it, but I don't know. I don't have a feeling for this Gliscopod stuff. I don't like it. It hits 120, 150, but it really doesn't feel like enough. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't say that because Zoroark only hits for 152, but somehow it just feels better. I guess it's that whole song and dance of having to jump back and forth. Now in that situation, okay, so we used the Ultra Ball to force ourselves to get the Lele because yeah, we had a DCE, yeah, we had the evolution for Garbodor, but we needed more cards in a serious way. Plus, putting the Lele down gets us extra fuel for Zoroark's attack, blah blah blah, more words. And yep, that's our 120. And look, we can recover the Garb. And he's been playing switches, and we've been knocking off item cards. So, you know, he's looked like 100-ish. Which is great, because now you can retreat and hit him for 130. Now he's hitting into a 1 prize card Pokemon. It did the same amount of damage that my 2 prize card Pokemon would have done, you know, and I'm saving myself a little effort, right? It works out, I promise. And 30 minutes is a long video. Yeah, you just have to be patient with me. I'm learning.
Are you still doing your video?
I am. You want to come back and get on it again?
Nice.
Oh, really? What you got there? It's a unicorn. Oh, let me see it. It's a unicorn.
Yeah, it is.
She went by Goodwill. She says, I went to my favorite store, Goodwill, and I found this. And as soon as I saw it, I started thinking about you. So she picked it up and gave it to me.
All right.
Nice.
Okay. So he retreats out of the Gliscopod, feeds me a Tapu Lele, and you know, we're able to put another 150 out on the board. And this is the sweetness that we were talking about earlier, right? Is that you end up getting a chunk of damage here and a chunk of damage there, and they're saving themselves prize cards, but it's not enough to actually, because of that guy right there. You saw what just came out, that Trevenant break? That's the business. Go ahead, take my Zoroark. I'm okay with that. Not worried about that in the least. We've got something up our sleeve, even though, you know, short sleeves. Means it has to come out of your armpit rather than your cuff. Okay, so Field Blower knocks off Choice Band and a Float Stone. Doesn't matter, you know, we're probably going to knock. Oh, he doesn't knock it out. And now I'm already drooling over it. Maybe you see it, maybe you don't, I don't know. We do a quick tool count, or item count rather, and we're still sitting at about 150. So, what do we do? Let's go ahead and put another 150 on the board. Why not? because now we've got 2 Lele's sitting within range of our Trevenant break. 140, sorry, math. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Here it comes. You ready? Attach. Yeah, that's my favorite thing in the whole wide world. 4 prize cards, 1 turn. And that's the game. So, there it is. I give you a deck that's actually worth something as opposed to the one that I tried to feed you last time, which was garbage. This one is garbage, but it's a different kind of garbage.
Well, it might be garbage.
It's Garbodor Trevenant with a little sprinkle of Zoroark in there. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please subscribe, like, thumbs up, etc. And we will see you next go round.
Like and comment.
Like and comment, she says.